Everything exists in thoughts before form. It is also true that what you think is most important because it will determine everything you do. The principle that what you think determines what you will believe and do holds true for every aspect of your life. What do you think? What you think is crucial because it will determine, in the human consciousness, everything you believe and do. If you do not think of something, it will never be done. If you think something is impossible, for you it is impossible because you will never try. If you think it is impossible to know God in the here and now, you won't try. Before anything can change for us, it requires a change in the way we think. If you think you are a bad person, you will feel bad. If you think you are worthless and without capabilities, you will never try to accomplish that which you believe is impossible. You may be surprised to find that something that you thought impossible may be easy, and you may regret not having tried sooner. You may regret putting yourself in a self-constructed prison of limitations based on what you think. If you understand thoughts and the limitations your thoughts impose, and you can break through one area of thinking, you will learn the very thoughts that imprisoned you can be broken and changed to give you freedom. You will learn that thinking which previously imprisoned your spirit, when directed and taken charge of, may become unrestricted thinking that sets you free and on the path to the love of self and all others. It is possible to change your thinking in every aspect of your life and proceed from an entirely new frame of reference. Try thinking. It is possible to know God in this lifetime. Live every moment with that thoughts and witness the changes that take place. What can one say? What can one do? What is this life all about? Who are you? What are you? How did you get here? What is life? Do you know you are eternal? Do you know you are soul? Examine your beliefs and motivations carefully, as well as those of others. You may find many worship a God that will do things to people. For example, sentence someone to eternal damnation that they themselves will not do, even to their enemies. Therefore, many individuals believing in heaven and a hell of eternal damnation believe they are more kind and benevolent than the God they worship. Indirectly, they are saying, God does things to people that is so bad, even I wouldn't do them. Many individuals believing in an authoritarian God really believe they are the final authority, not God. Prisons for criminals aren't much different from the economic prisons created by politics. Prisons of fear created by organized religious doctrine are far worse than either economic prisons or prisons made of stones and iron. The worst prisons are those that enslave the mind with ideas and immobilize the emotions with fear. When you think about thinking and begin to analyze belief systems, you are beginning to free yourself from the tyranny of the mind. The following thoughts are thoughts to ponder. The people who preach and prophesy Armageddon are the ones who will cause it to happen. People that hate themselves hate God. The people that do what they do and state it is God's will are trying to blame their own crimes on God. Everything good and everything evil is part of the makeup of the human state, the human condition, and the genetic code. The higher self of every human being is a divine spark of God. Those stating, "I do everything in God's name," or Brahmin or Allah's name, might be surprised to find out that God wouldn't do some of the things they do. It is a clever trick to blame God for what we do. The world of existence of matter, energy, space, and time found in the human existence is one giant schoolhouse of experience to teach us what and what not to be. The worlds of matter, energy, space, and time are the kindergarten for soul. Graduate school begins beyond space and time and is the spiritual journey. There are teachers for kindergarten, and there are masters waiting for us to enroll in graduate school so they may show us the way on our spiritual journey.